Somebody said with a ridiculous amount of Giants team doing.
Welcome to the acclaimed podcast, The Deep Dive, featuring your esteemed hosts, Andy Monitor and Drew Dinzik, powered by BetSperts.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. Andy, we are in Vegas.
Really, this is not CGI. This is not green screen technology. Sitting right next to the man, the myth, the legend.
We're
at the pool too long for for me, 2 different days. Yeah, I get the sunglass tan, but
you got a little sun today.
Little bit of sunburn.
You got a little sun today. I got a little sun today too.
Great first Sunday. We had a tie. We had an almost tie. The drama in the Steelers game was hilarious. The Lions did what they. There were so many week one last year. It's like, the Bengals went to overtime in a weird game that they didn't look so good in, and it's like, the Lions scored 1 million points to backdoor a team. And are we
same as it ever was?
Are we sure Aaron Rodgers is good? But I am on the wrong side of the screen. Please switch sides. 2 people. There's 3 comments, and 3 have already said we're on the wrong side. You're gonna have to live with it because we're just winging it right now. But should we rip through games quick?
Yes. Let's go rotation order. You good?
Yes.
Okay.
Start.
Baltimore Jets.
We had the under. Both
under
of us.
With a bullet.
It was a little squirrely when Baltimore looked like they were going to score.
When's the last time you had a total bet that you felt less concerned about from the time of kickoff till the time it was cashed?
Probably the Raiders Cleveland over when it was like 75. I was not worried about that losing.
That was a good one.
That was dead.
Yeah.
It moved 8 points against me, I think. Still, the Jets, it's hard to evaluate where they're at. They had to start Flacco. Breece Hall turned out not to be your lead back, and he didn't look that great, lost a fumble. Ravens, again, probably hard to evaluate the Ravens, too. You played a bad team.
Yeah.
You looked good in the parts of the game you were supposed to look good into, and kind of monitor them. I'm going to look into that box where I might have to upgrade the Ravens a little.
Stop.
I'm going to look. I'm going to look at what they
Andy, that was Joe Flacco against.
No. But the offense, for the offense, I liked.
They scored 24 points.
I know, but they didn't have to score more. I think they could have scored more if they needed to. That's why I'm saying, calm your tits. I'm going to look at the box score. I said maybe. Okay. We are saying we're going to Flacco wins 59 attempts. That is funny. The Jets team total over was the secret pod play, so that was a good one. And then
team total under.
And then
they scored 9 points, Andy.
It stayed up.
They had a fumble in the red zone. They had a fourth and they turnover on downs in the red zone.
A lot of lovely
every one of those plays, it was literally music to my ears. Let's move on to New Orleans, Atlanta. Biggest side of the week for me was Atlanta Falcons.
I bet the over this morning. I liked it. It was one of those. It was, I said put it in my pocket. Suma liked it. A couple other people made a case for it. I said I liked the offenses.
Fist bump to Suma across the pond. Okay. Couple thoughts?
I
had bet a decent amount of Saints 5-1 to win the South. The only thing that could have made me ultimate happy in that game was the Saints winning and not covering, and that's how it played out.
Yeah.
So prayers up. I felt like at the end of that game, after the Saints conceded 16 points to tie, that was going to be max pain, and the Saints were going to win by 6 in overtime. But ultimately, they missed a 2-point conversion. They hit the field goal instead. It's a 1-point game. The Marcus Mariota tried to create some pick six opportunities to make me hurt, but it did not come through. Falcons cover. That was huge. I don't think you can realistically change your ratings on either New Orleans or Atlanta based on that result.
No, that's a fair result.
I think
New Orleans missed the kick too.
Fuck yes. New Orleans defense.
Survivor is
if you haven't already downgraded New Orleans defense, downgrade them. But you have to keep an eye on that injury report.
Yeah,
they're thin in the secondary, no doubt about it. And also, if you haven't already upgraded Atlanta's offense.
Yeah,
you need to.
I want to say, I was just going to say, I don't think it's all on the Saints defense.
No.
The Atlanta offense is
frisky.
Classic
frisky.
Semi-respectable in small chunks.
I actually have them in the category frisky.
They're frisky.
An offense that's not frisky, New England.
The New England. And so Mac Jones, the big, I mean, go watch that game. I need to watch tape of that. That's one where it's like I can't just look at the box score. I need to see like to a highlight package, see what he's doing. That's the biggest question mark around that team. But if the offense is even semi, I'm trying to say competent.
Yeah.
That's probably the word for it. If they're semi-confident, it might be a good team. I don't think New England's again, I'm not going to give them a bump for this. I think New England legit might be bad. Mac Jones was okay. He got hurt. X-rays came back negative.
Yeah.
I don't know. Apparently, this offensive coordinator by committee thing isn't working out.
Yeah. I was going to say, would you give Matt Patricia a D or an F today?
Well, I think there's scores less than F that I can go with.
Like 7 points from this Patriots team is embarrassing.
Yeah, that's
embarrassing. There was a lot of pregame steam on this over.
Mm-hmm.
There was pregame steam on the first half over. I didn't catch exactly what happened there, but 27 points. This is going to be the lowest scoring game of the day, right? Unless I guess Minnesota Green Bay already has 30. So this is now your current lowest scoring game of the day, New England versus Miami. And most of that is because New England managed a paltry 7 points. And this is a New England squad that went to Miami early to try to acclimate for the – and now they got another road game next week. They're going right back on the road to Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh, of course, has some issues, but Pittsburgh might be a bet next week if they get some good points.
Drew is being glib. He knows damn well what happened in that first half. So, Miami. It's like Miami
could have been anyone.
Miami for years now has had these defensive touchdowns. It might be Zappy time. I have a Zappy Rookie of the Year ticket. I'd love to give him a try.
27 points and 7 were from defense.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit!
Not a great game. Also, not a great game. Cleveland, Carolina. I did bet this over. I thought this was low by about 3-4 points. Some of my stuff is way off when you get to week 1, but I like this over. It did get there. Brissett was okay. It was mostly the Nick Chubb show. And then for Carolina,
Kareem Hunt found the end zone.
Yeah, did you? I think maybe he had 2.
I think he did.
He had 1 and then 1 receiving. And then Mayfield, it wasn't horrid.
He had the 1 home run play, which brought them back into the game and made the end very, 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 very gut-wrenching if you had Cleveland. I did. I didn't feel great about it after I bet it. I bet it because I thought there was a chance that Deshaun Watson might be the starting quarterback and that it might close Cleveland -6. They did not. Although our friends, both Suma and Rob, had Cleveland. So I'm glad for them and for me that money line ultimately came through. They were the better team, though.
And
right? They were the better team.
And I want credit for this. I also bet Cleveland money line in this game a month ago.
Yeah.
But as it turned out, I didn't. I meant to bet this. I bet their preseason game that won, and then I said,
my friend Jay Croucher, who does the NBC pod with me, his biggest position player prop wise, Baker Mayfield over a half interceptions.
Oh,
that cashed in the first quarter. I think that was a rocking chair winner, as you like to say. Ultimately, glad Cleveland came away with a victory, but actually, you know what? Actually, was surprising. I had kind of tabbed Cleveland as a team that can play with the lead and not really be threatened with a comeback. Carolina came back on them.
Yeah, I was going to say that didn't really.
Carolina coming back on them is a little bit of a.
That's the thing we talked about. Maybe Baker Mayfield isn't great, but he has an arm and he's healthy.
Yeah.
And they do have home run threats. Not just one. They have a couple that probably can hit some stuff over the top. So Carolina isn't the worst team to play from behind, especially maybe once we get and Baker didn't have the whole camp. He didn't have the whole summer to get ready for this offense.
Right.
So
that's a great point.
Once he gets a little more time, it could be – I'm not saying Carolina may be good, but it could be a good offense or something.
Sure. Sure. Both defenses looked good in the first quarter, and then all hell broke loose.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pittsburgh, Cincinnati.
The best game of the slate. That was
Do you want to – this might take I mean, we could literally stretch our legs and take 10 minutes on this.
I think we're going to spend a lot of time on this Wednesday.
Let's keep this tight.
Just talk about Burrow.
Joe Burrow threw 4 picks. He got sacked 7 times. He probably should have thrown a 5th pick, and yet they were a missed extra point away from winning this game.
Yeah,
that's fucking crazy. I think this opens up probably the best opportunity of future entry you're going to see all season, which is Cincinnati to win the North right now. I mean, especially because Browns Steelers, and Ravens all won. So you're getting the best price you will ever see on Cincinnati to win the North. I just hope that Circa hangs that. Reopens that before we leave. Yeah. Because I'm going to bet some Cincinnati to win the North.
This is basically a college game. Yeah, that's probably pretty true, Patrick. Missed kicks, weirdness, and Trubisky.
God damn, the Cincinnati line was bad.
There's a lot of these where it's like he didn't play horrible, but it's not like I'm going to war with Mitch Trubisky.
Oh, that offense was miserable.
No, it was like, but there were moments where it's like they needed it and they got it. Like they did just enough to keep in the game. And then
he had a luck box fire move pass that set them up for the game-winning field goal. I don't know, man. You think that was Trubisky commanding an offense or just like luck boxing his way into that?
Dan put us on the right side.
Oh, good. Thank you, Dan.
Yeah, I mean, luck is going to come into everybody's game, but Trubisky did a few things right. I'm not going to war for the guy. I'm not excited about him, but the Steelers.
He didn't even throw for 200 yards passing in a game that went the distance with overtime.
I don't think they're ever going to ask him to be a 300-yard passer. I'd like to see him run more.
Hat tip to Micah Fitzpatrick, who came up with the block on the extra point. Yeah. I did not think that that was even in the cards of possible. I saw that touchdown ultimately scored by Cincy. I figured the game was over.
JetBlue brings up the El Cortez a lot. And it's funny because we tried to go to a pizza place last night, myself and Big Ten Watto. It was closed, and we ended up going to the El Cortez, eating at Siegel's at like 1 a.m, getting fucking chicken. So I did go. We are not at the El Cortez right now. Yeah, it's a bad offensive line. It's going to be a problem all year. But Trubisky was more mobile than what they had last year. I think they have something to work with. And again, I'm not saying we should back the Steelers, especially since their market went the wrong way for doing that sort of thing. They won a goddamn game. But
dude, Burrow, 4 picks and a fumble lost. He had 5 turnovers himself.
Yeah.
He got sacked 7 times.
He was shiesty.
He was awful, but we kind of expected it, right?
Yeah.
Like we expected a little bit of rust. Like there was no reason to bet this game one way or the other. I think ultimately the Bengals losing because of a block extra point by the tippy tip of Minkah Fitzpatrick's finger is all of it.
It was pretty funny.
That's maybe sets up the best buy point possible for the Bengals.
Shout out friend Solak. Easy money thanks to Solak, says Nick Paul for A.J. Brown receiving prop of 65. A.J. Brown looked really good. Is that our next game?
Yes.
No,
Niners.
San Francisco, Chicago. Skip pass. Again, it's going to be hard. I wasn't impressed with Lance, but those playing conditions were very, 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 very hard to make actual grades for stuff. I'll go back and watch some of that, but I'm not sure how much. And then, yes, we did miss out on the Steelers. Looks like Watt's done for the season with a torn pec. Not confirmed.
Yeah.
But that opens up because I said it.
Hayward got banged up late in that
after
game,
his
too.
pick. I said, oh, my God, he's just got DPOI all over again. And then, of course, he gets hurt for the year. So that was my fault. Sorry about that, guys. Niners-Bears was
DPOI wide open.
Yes.
Wide open.
Gary Rashawn season, says Lipscomb.
Yeah, he didn't have a especially great time.
I'm going to go look at all the defense.
If you had to say there was a DPOI after week 1 games that we've seen to this minute, it's Von Miller.
Yeah, he was very good.
Von Miller was like stupid good, like impossibly good.
Do you remember after week 1, who was the pass rusher, played for Carolina or Cardinals last year, had 5 sacks?
Oh, he's Chandler Jones.
Chandler Jones.
Yeah, never did anything else.
No, he had like 3 more the rest of the year. This happens every year where some guy flashes. So
I don't think Von Miller qualifies. He's the future Hall of Fame.
No, I mean, he's
probably gonna win his 3rd Super Bowl with 3 teams.
But he's old. Like I worry about him doing it for a full year.
Okay.
I don't know. It's worth looking at some prices.
Okay.
Otherwise, I'm not going to evaluate that game. It rained. It sucked. It was ugly. And Trayvon Walker's pick was impressive. To be fair, good point by that.
Although the Jags defense as a totality,
Yeah.
hot garb, and we will go there in a moment.
Yeah, and also Aiden Hutchinson did, and that was our guy. We bet him, but he didn't
do a goddamn thing.
He didn't. No. I don't think he got.
And honestly, I watched a lot of that game. I didn't. Did you notice him? Oh,
Alcaraz won. All right,
congratulations,
Carlitos.
First time slam champion. First of 25.
And parlayed with 4 different things. God damn it! I feel better now.
We can breathe out. Breathe out.
I go get a bunch of money now.
Did he cover clear? Like what was the fourth set? Must have been 6-2. Yeah.
So that's 5, 6 minus 4. He only won by 2 games. He didn't cover the spread.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. Congratulations, first of many to Carlos Alcaraz.
Confirmed dog.
Confirmed dog. Yeah. The
Next
Philly Detroit game, like most fraudulent cover of the day.
Yeah, Detroit wasn't. Detroit wasn't good.
Although at the same time, the more things change, the more that they say the same.
Yeah.
Like Dan Campbell getting his team through the back door.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, who saw that coming? That's never happened. Oh, wait, it happened exactly in that situation last year where they were getting their brains beaten out by home by the Niners, and then
literally
back
on week 1 while we're in Vegas, and you just kind of, you put that game out of your mind because it's over. That game was well out of hand. And then you look back up, it's like, oh man, the Niners are really letting them back in, or the Eagles are really letting them back in.
Niners, same story.
No, that's what I'm saying. It was the same thing.
Yeah.
So,
I guess my major takeaway with that is that I thought the steam was right. Philly was the right side on that one.
Yeah.
And then ultimately, that was a ref-assisted backdoor. Because if they don't get the PI, then they probably end up settling for a field goal on that drive, and they lose by 7 instead of 3. Which, I mean, what's the difference if you're down 2 scores and you get one, not the other?
Sam brings up a good point. Philly, Minnesota, and Monday Night Football is going to be fun.
Oh shit, yeah, it is.
There could be.
Can't wait to talk
700 yards passing.
Oh, it reopened 49. We were talking about what that.
We said we'd bet it up to 49.
Yeah, we did. They reopened to 49. Fuck.
All right, pulling up for betting things.
Let's
see my
keep going.
case. It is sparkly.
Let's keep going. Indy, Houston tied.
Yeah,
they tied. You know what, Andy? This is a big step forward for Indianapolis.
That was a correct. Yeah, they didn't
big step forward. They didn't lose.
Although,
no longer can you pull up the stat of having lost.
Well, they'll just say they haven't won. No.
Yeah, and you know what? Anyone that took them in Survivor is a loser. So
yeah,
they kind of did lose.
So that's the thing too. Right? The Titans, the 49ers, and the Indianapolis Colts were all pretty well used in Survivor leagues. This was the opposite. Like last year, it was we just couldn't get a Survivor buster for like 5-6 weeks, and now we've got like half the field's gone.
I think 45% of the pool we kept in Circa is gone, which is wild in 1 week. Wild. The number 1 pick was Baltimore. They're clear.
Colts, Niners.
Colts gone, 900 of the 16 or 60 of 6,000. Titans gone, that's 700. Niners gone, that's 700.
Broncos
still tomorrow. Saints barely held. Saints barely.
Bengals 6
gone, that's 500.
Wow. All right.
Holy shit.
Back to what's our next game then? Let's talk about that game.
Dude, people picked Panthers. 82 people took the Panthers.
Let's get squirrely with it.
Anyway, I think we are effectively resetting Survivor for half the field.
Yeah, I'm rebuying.
Which is quite incredible.
Matt Ryan was a little sloppy at times. I thought we'd see a little more poise. He had a nice counting stats day as far as yardage and completions and stuff.
A lot of chemistry with Pittman.
A little sloppy, and the Pittman stuff was good. I guess the steam very correct on this as well. Just got bet down through 8.5, all the way down to 7-ish. So good job to you. It sucks for anyone who took the money line. Probably deserved a little better. I thought Pittsburgh money line backers were going to also get the shaft, but we ended up getting a late win there. Just looking at the stats, Jonathan Taylor is still a freak.
Yeah,
this is the crazy. This is the craziest part. Jonathan Taylor ran for 161 and a touchdown. Pittman had 9 for 121 and a touchdown. They tied the worst team in the league. Like, maybe they're not the worst team in the league. I think that's probably where we're leaving this at.
Oh, okay.
They moved up a spot or two into like 29th.
Well, the Texans won their week 1 game 37-21 last year.
Yeah.
And ultimately they were god awful. So I'm not going to read too much into the
No,
Texans.
we're not bumping them up to an even 0.
But I will say that was extremely disappointing from Jacksonville. Extremely. I mean, from Indianapolis.
Well,
Indianapolis.
Freudian slip.
Freudian slip there.
We're not happy
Indy,
in Jacksonville either.
Indy, very, very disappointing. Very disappointing. Thankfully, you only lost ground to Houston in your division because Jacksonville also lost. Jacksonville was a 28-22 loser, thanks to conceding a late garbage touchdown that ended up flipping the result, and then the 2-point conversion. The Jacksonville defense was bad. The Jacksonville O-line was bad. I don't even really know where to put any bright spots on this team besides the fact that there were moments where Trevor Lawrence looked like the real deal during that game.
Oh my God.
Can you give me anything positive about yeah, right?
Not a single win in the AFC South today, and 2 of the teams played each other. Nick, that's fucking killer. That cracks me up.
Oh, that's
God.
very good.
That's pretty funny. No one in the Division One.
That's
and 2
right.
of the teams fucking played each other. Good job.
We were joking about that. We were like, "Oh yeah, they're all
somebody
going to
has to
win." We were joking.
I think I said all they
yeah.
could tie.
Yeah. Oh shit.
I needed to bet that.
Yeah. Well, the Jaguars were disappointing. I think there's going to be some bandwagon jumping offing. Is that a fair read?
Yeah.
Just because the defense looked terrific and the offensive line looked terrific.
I didn't realize Kirk put up that kind of. I knew Kirk had a nice day.
Kirk's good.
Kirk's good. They paid him. He better be good. But yeah, disappointing, especially on the defensive side. With and truth be told, I'm not going to just be like, well, I say Carson Wentz sucks, so he sucks. He made some nice throws, and he's capable of that. We've seen that in years past. Just didn't know if that was ever going to be a thing again. I don't know. Maybe the commies are a little squirrely here. I'm going to have to take a look, dive a little deeper into that one as well.
I'm not buying it.
Well, I'm not like upgrading them crazy.
No, it was. They played hard in front of their home crowd. They played with energy.
The biggest problem was like if Wentz just sucks,
yeah,
they're going to be bad. But he made some throws.
Yeah, he was fine.
Maybe he's just healthy now because his ceiling
he did some wincing.
Well, no, he's always going to do some wincing, but if he's middle of the pack quarterback, if he's like QB 16, he's good enough to get them some wins.
9 wins.
He's going to win at certain times, and the fans will wince when they watch him.
Wince and wince.
Kansas City.
2 different words.
Kansas City. I did not.
Did they win?
I didn't actually.
I turned that game off. I assume they won.
I posted it. I sent Drew the ticket. He wasn't here yet. I sent Carlos Alcaraz and the Chiefs money line parlayed together. I said the other guy never saw it fucking coming parlay. And I mean the Chiefs were correct. That was correct. The Chiefs really put it on them. I think the biggest questions that we had about the Chiefs were, oh no, Tyreek Hill's gone. We got to replace Tyreek. We can't replace Tyreek. Can't do it.
Can't be done.
Do it replacement by committee. And again, I don't have my stats for my guy. My guy Smith-Schuster.
He looked
6 for 79.
But like what we saw of him utilization wise looked ideal.
It looked like how they're supposed to use him. And then obviously Kelsey's a god. Hilaire had sneaky, like I guarantee anyone who took Hilaire in fantasy had him on his bench. Like, that's not a starter.
Yeah.
And he had 2 touchdowns. Good for him. And yes, good point, Patrick. The Chiefs' offense looked incredible at times. They could have scored more points than that if they'd wanted to. And Andy Hill, who I guess that's funny. So I'm fine on them. I guess I'm fine on this offense. The defense looked pretty good. Most of the points you saw from the Cardinals.
Let me do a quick. Let me do a quick Zach Morris timeout.
Yep.
Pat Mahomes threw for 400 yards and 5 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Does he move up more aggressively than Josh Allen after what you saw Josh Allen do with the Bills?
Counting stats were great, but they beat up on a bad team rather than the Super Bowl champs on primetime. Probably a horse apiece, but I'd give the edge to Mahomes. 5 touchdowns is gaudy. It's gaudy.
It's gaudy.
Look at Forrest. He started CEH in 2 leagues. Savvy veteran fantasy
job,
player
man.
there. I think I have him on the bench too. So I was just pitching out loud to myself. Mahomes, maybe you're
400 yards and 5 touchdowns.
This
is a good day.
So at the end of the year, we got to talking about things like this. We said, hey, remember when Rondale Moore was like your rookie of the year? Hot talk.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, remember when Arizona was +3? And I was going to be like, what was that about?
Yeah.
What was that about
But
when people thought Arizona could even remotely hang
like,
with this team?
We talked like there was, oh my God, is Sam Darnold in the MVP conversation? They're 3-0. Is Rondale Moore the rookie of the year? I wanted to take more notes on that so we can laugh at it later. So I'll be doing some articles later this week, just kind of tracking just what we talked about. More of just like what's the market reacting to this week, so you can go back and look at kind of a history of the awards throughout the season. Josh Allen did throw some picks.
Only one of them was his fault.
That's fair, but they still go on the counting sheet.
But you know what else? Josh Allen was also on track to go 17-0 and win by an average margin of 21 points and have 51 passing touchdowns and 17 rushing touchdowns, which would be pretty impressive. Although Pat Mahomes, if he extrapolated 4 passing touchdowns a game, is going to break the record going away.
Like 85 touchdowns.
That's going to break the record going away. So if we extrapolate from week 1, we're going to have some serious records this year. It's going to be
if we extrapolate from week 1, TJ Watt will have 17 torn pectorals. Just not.
We even knew he had that many.
No, one man shouldn't go through that much pain. Chargers Vegas. I had the over here, didn't get there. I felt maybe like I was shrifted a little by the Raiders, but that's what you get with Derek Carr, I guess.
Red zone turnovers.
That'll kill you in a total. I got close, wasn't meant to be. That was my loss today. And I still have the feelings the voters want to give it to Josh. We'll see. And I mean, sign collectibles. That's what I was talking about. At the end of the year, people aren't going to remember, we should take one interception off because that wasn't his fault in week 1.
He's right.
It's so tough for them to disassociate that sort of stuff. They don't look at the deep stats.
It's not going to change the fact, though, that if the Bills, who have an easier schedule, get the 1 seed, Josh Allen is the MVP over Mahomes, even if Mahomes has stats that are like impossibly good.
Having the 1 seed, having a really gaudy record will help. Herbert looked good. Carr looked fine until he didn't. He was wincy at times.
Yes, collectibles is right. That came down to the 2-point attempt.
Oh God, that was
and which was bad.
It was bad. Both of them.
I will say this: Josh McDaniels runs a very methodical offense that may not.
That was the other thing with the
overs.
It was crossing the street 100 times.
Yeah.
Especially, like you said, with that offensive line, Patrick, it's not a good offensive line.
What do you think of Herbert today?
Fine.
Yeah.
Fine. Yeah.
But not like nothing he did like really told you he took any type of meaningful in general, his performance didn't really change your opinion of what you're going to get from him this year, right?
No. I think it would take like multiple bad games for me to worry about him.
Well, I didn't think it was not even a bad game.
No, it wasn't.
It just was like it wasn't.
I was saying I'd need a bad game or two. I don't think this was it. So.
Like you're up against the Raiders defense, though. Like you probably should have done better. Yeah.
I mean, they've had some guys step over the last couple of years.
I'm excited to break down Chargers Chiefs.
Tua gaining on Herbie. If Tua plays good, that's not out of the realm of possibility. Green Bay, Minnesota. Green Bay is a horrible poverty franchise. It hasn't done shit since way back in the day.
Good luck getting 13 wins this year, you fuckers.
1 seed 3 years in a row. It's wild, like how this team has had so much success, and it's like they're always just dancing right on that razor's edge of being, oh no, they might be bad now. Rodgers,
I think they might be bad now.
Rodgers was the victim of a couple drops, and
because
I don't want to give credit. I do not
why?
Want to give credit to the Vikings defense.
No, a couple of drops because his receivers are trash.
Yeah, that is going to be.
If your receivers are trash, you're playing with fire.
Yeah, if you have like Hall of Fame receivers, they're going to drop fewer passes.
Yeah, that's exactly.
JJ Offensive Player of the Year took a nice step forward. Yes, 180 career day for JJ.
Yes.
Most of it was in the first half.
Yeah.
And then that fourth and goal play where it was fourth and 1 from a ways out, maybe the 11-ish, where they could just get one or something. and they decided to wing it into double coverage in the middle of the end zone instead of getting the first down. So
Okay, so
you're right. The pass rush was okay. That was expected from Minnesota. The rest of it was,
Giants, fucking heroes. Never forget.
There
Never forget the
goes
Giants
my
scoring a
hero.
touchdown and then getting a 2-point conversion to
I
win.
joked with you. I said, "What if they just go for two of them?"
Amazing.
And I couldn't believe when they rolled it out there.
Yeah, it's great.
Loved it.
Dable, well done, Dable. Well done, Giants. I think
Titans tanking. That's pretty funny, Holt. We joked about that. We said like their
secret tank is on.
secret tank.
No, but in seriousness, though, the Giants were exactly what we expected, and the Titans were unimpressive.
Saquon was good. Tony looked good at times. Dable doesn't have a ton to work with at quarterback, and he still played a good game against a team that was very tough.
Let's do a quick awards market whip around.
Okay.
MVP we already talked about.
Yep.
Allen and Mahomes. Everybody else is playing for second. Playing for third. DPOY. I think TJ Watt potentially down for the season is an enormous. That's an enormous distribute that equity, and actually it opens the door wide open for Michael Parsons, Myles Garrett, anyone else off the top of your head?
Jeffrey Simmons.
Yep. We talked about Von Miller.
Yep, Von Miller's there.
Aaron Donald.
Minnesota has a young player named Daniil Hunter that could get hot with some sacks.
Could be. But no, just really,
there's
the
a bunch of guys.
DPOY was all about TJ Watt, losing TJ Watt.
Yep.
Offensive Rookie of the Year, I think you have to pretty clearly put. I have no idea.
Walker,
the Offensive Player of the Year.
Offensive Rookie of the Year. Nobody stood out, honestly. And again, I was at a pool, Drankson, so I didn't catch all the stat lines. But if you have some,
no one stood out. That one is still a gamble.
If somebody had something,
no, I remember what I was going to say. Offensive Rookie of the Year. News came out that Kenny Pickett's getting redshirted effectively.
Yeah,
which means
Dotson. That's not a bad call.
Okay,
we got Dot. Nobody cares.
We got Dotson. Nobody cares. I would say Offensive Player of the Year, huge step forward for your guy Justin Jefferson.
It's still a two-man race. Cup and Cup good too.
Yeah.
So it's Cup and Jefferson.
Yeah.
It's probably
I liked what Pittman showed us in terms of racking up most receiving yards. I'm still hot on that. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Trayvon Walker and Aiden Hutchinson are probably going to flip.
Yeah, Hutchinson didn't do anything, and Walker had a nice pick in some plays. So that flips. Coach of the Year is Dable and Kevin O'Connell.
Kevin O'Connell and Dable.
Yeah.
Current leaders.
It's a lot of two-man races, I feel like, at this point.
Yeah.
Comeback Player of the Year.
Sack Barkley.
Yeah, he had a good day.
Yeah.
Big injury last year.
Clearly Barkley. All right, man.
Real quick before we get into the other stuff, because the game starts soon, do you have any leans on tonight's game?
I have had a good day.
I bet under 50.5 for a little bit.
I've had a good day. My day will turn pear-shaped if this game goes well over.
Yeah. So we're both on the under.
Under.
If you can still, would you still bet a 50 flat? If you can find a 50 minus 110.
50. Yes, I would bet.
Okay.
My fair is 47.
Jameis.
I've gone back and forth fair 47 to 49 range, depending on who's been available from a player standpoint. Right now, I'm not expecting more than a handful of snaps from Godwin. I'm not expecting the Tampa Bay offense to look especially sharp. I think the under is in play. Tomorrow, I like the Broncos. I have some Broncos 6.5. I think that closes 7.
I think they might be able to score 8 points in that game and cover. I really don't. I just don't understand that. Seattle's offensive line in the preseason looked better than we thought it might. But again, sometimes that's against bad or second string defenses, so it's tough. Lead on a side. If I had to bet a side, I'd bet Tampa straight up.
Money line not laying 2.5. Is that what you're saying?
I'd sell it up to 3.
Lean aside, I would take Dallas still, just because what was the game where you felt like Joe Burrow. There were some moments with Burrow and the Bengals in the first half, especially, where you were like, God damn it, have these guys taken a snap together? And the answer was no. They hadn't taken a snap together in a long time. And that's the way I feel like you're going to see some moments of this Buccaneers offense where you're literally like, wait, I thought these guys were a juggernaut. What is happening? But on the flip side, I think the Buccaneers defense is going to utterly smother the.
I hope, especially if they just try to run constantly. Like that's how I could never bet Dallas. Like their offensive game plan is not conducive to outscoring a team this week.
Okay,
It
tomorrow is already out to 7. That makes sense. Yeah. I think tomorrow closes. If you aren't already on the Broncos, I think that's closing. So,
all right. Next week, like we mentioned, Minnesota Philly reopened at 49.
Well, that's the Monday Night Football game.
I was going to say, like, that was the one that we actually talked about, and it was funny that it opened right.
Do we have legitimate openers?
Some bookmaker is starting to pop, I think. Don't look at that. You got to pull up the sportsbook.
I want to see bookmaker. I don't want to see.
Don't use that on screen.
Why?
Because it's not Spank Odds.
Spank Odds doesn't have an app on iPhone.
That's true.
App, as far as I know.
Yeah, we got openers.
Okay.
Dolphins.
Where are we at?
Dolphins 4
we have bookmaker openers.
Yeah.
Oh fuck yeah. Okay.
I'm literally
-3 for KC is juiced to the fucking gills. Wow. Holy shit. Damn. I had an inclination to bet.
That's not actually up right now.
It's not actually?
No. Again, your odds screen is going to have old. When you look at those, it's going to have mixed in reopens with look ahead lines.
All right. Should we look at the terrible book that's limiting or that's screwing with me on price?
Oh, be nice. They cash out real fast.
-3, -120 is still a very aggressive price for Kansas City.
Yeah.
So you're gonna get a chance. You're probably gonna get a crack at LA Chargers 3.5. I think you have to take it.
Fire and Ice 39 points out. Maybe the reason why it's Keenan Allen very much in doubt for the game.
Yeah.
It's a big piece.
I like the chemistry that Herbert has with the other guys.
Okay.
Personally, and I think you're selling a little high on a KC.
No, I love selling.
You're selling high on a KC team that just shellacked a joke of a team in the Cardinals.
A real chuckle.
It's interesting though.
Yeah, I don't love the Keenan Allen thing.
Okay, that doesn't really move the needle as much for me as potentially J.C. Jackson coming back.
Yeah,
I would expect J.C. Jackson back, and I would.
100% sure on that.
Oh, you think he may be out?
I don't know. Those foot injuries can fucking linger.
It seemed like they were.
If J.C. Jackson is out and Keenan Allen's out, like, sure,
pass.
You can wait for a 4.
Pass that game. Yeah. Pass on that game. Okay. All right. I understand that.
I might just bet that over.
Oh, that's an interesting idea. What's that total right now? 53. Because I feel like LA not making the over today was more about the way that the pace of play of the Raiders.
Yeah, I blame the Raiders 100%.
Whereas this game probably goes to overtime 28-28 at a worst case scenario.
Could be 54. Someone says.
Could be 54.
Fair. No, that's what it's saying the price.
Oh, that's I like over 54 if that's where we're at. Okay, it's interesting. Miami, Baltimore, 4.5. Didn't get the best of that one, huh? The fuck?
No. -4, -102 at Chris right now.
Miami, good look there. This is your opportunity to capitalize on the overrated team rating for Baltimore, I think. Miami, I'm not like dying to ride with for the duration of the season. But in this particular matchup, there's nothing that strikes me as like, God damn, how are they going to do that against that, right? Like,
I want to look at some things as far as how they defend the run.
James lost tackle down for the Ravens.
They're saying Stanley back, though.
Oh, Stanley's going to be back?
Yeah, if Stanley's back, then maybe a little less sexy. And I wonder a few things I need to look into as far as Miami's rush defense. But I don't hate it.
I like Miami, period. If you're going to give me outside of a field goal, I think that's a bet. That's a bet.
That's a fair price on the road.
It's a bet.
It's a bet.
Miami and Baltimore are on the same tier in my mind. Miami's a little lower, but not enough to make him a 4-point dog.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's a bet.
I'm a little agnostic. Drew's got a bet.
Miami +4.
Yeah. And you wonder about that too. Sometimes your team plays down to their opponent / Flacco's. It's so hard to judge. We're gonna have some fun surprises next week. We're gonna get blindsided at least once, where it's like, oh shit, this is not the team we saw last week. Yeah. That happens every week too. All right, Browns -6.5, hosting the listless New York Jets. You see enough for Brissett to think they should be laying this many points even at home.
Yeah.
That's a lot, but I sure shit ain't betting the Jets.
Contest pick if it gets to 6.5, 7.
Yeah, if they give you 6 in the contest, they put it in.
Yeah.
42s.
God, that's gross.
That's about right. The Lions favored over your Commandos, -1.5. Total 46.5. Total's low.
Yeah, agreed.
I'd make that like 48.
I think the Lions defense may be a problem. I don't think that was entirely on the Eagles offense. I think the Lions defense has a serious pass defense problem. And I think if we learned anything about the Commanders today, Wentz has a decent amount of chemistry building with that wide receiver room, right? McLaurin, Dotson, like those guys can make plays, and he seems to have a decent vibe going with them. Casey's at 3.5.
I bet.
Got to watch that.
I bet the Commanders, Lions over 46.5. Have that a little higher. Colts, 4-point favorites on the road.
That's a really
Jacksonville.
That's a really good bet. I like that. Just closing the book. It's in a dome. You don't have to worry about a hurricane of rain.
No. So I thought about weather for a hot tick there.
That's good.
Never mind.
46.5 is a good bet.
Beautiful inside it.
That's a good bet. Detroit versus Philly closed 48.5, and that had a tail to the under. If Philly had gotten out to a big, strong lead, they could have put that game away. Okay, I like that.
Colts -4 to the Jags, 45.5.
No adjustment off of the look ahead?
Yeah, that seems...
Wow.
Seems like an oversight. I don't know. Maybe they're thinking the Matt Ryan thing will work. It just maybe take another week. They had big performances from a couple offensive players. Just didn't get the results. I want to go back and do how many points should they have scored.
Indy's defense disappoint you without Shaq Barrett?
I didn't get to watch a ton of their defense. There's too many games going on at the same time. Houston
got to 20 points. They made their total.
Yeah. That part is kind of wild.
Maybe that's an over, too. 45.5. That seems low. We're really making Indy games in the mid-40s.
How many total yards do you think Indy had?
400.
517.
Jesus Christ.
They should have scored more.
Let's get that over. 45.5. Let's see where that matures.
They should have scored 30 points. All right, another over.
They scored 20? They have an end zone pick or something? End zone fumble? They fumble through the end zone? How did they get 20 points out of that game?
517.
Dude, you know who's probably really fucking raw? Anyone bet over in Indy, Houston?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Even got overtime.
Ugh.
All right, so I bet the Detroit over, the Jacksonville over, all the cat overs. So early survivor leans? Fuck no, Patrick. I'm out. And the Niners, I don't give a shit. We'll look at that for sure.
I had a smattering of Indy, Cincy, and the Niners. So
I have a couple that let you rebuy, so I'm just going to rebuy. Giants, Panthers, another shit bowl. Giants are 2.5-point favorites to the Panthers, who didn't look all that awful.
What? The Giants are favored?
Giants are favored. If there's a money line up, I'd bet that right.
Afford to win another game.
I'm going to put this in the pocket. I'm going to think about it.
Yeah. That's Panthers or pass.
Yep. Total's fine.
Under's probably pretty good there at 42.5 also. That's in the Meadowlands.
43 at Chris.
I think that's an under.
Rams, big favorites. -11.5 at home versus
you
the
skipped
Falcons.
New England, Pittsburgh.
It's not up. There's line's not up.
Oh, it's not?
No, what you're looking at is absolutely not available in the book right now.
Okay. You have a thought on what that will open?
What was it?
New England -1.5.
I gotta move a lot. Pick them.
Okay.
Rams big favorites. I'm not in the business of laying 11.5, but
That's the
kind of a-
TJ Watt.
that's-
That's why it's not up, right?
yeah, it's kind of a
Sorry.
cute secondary teaser spot. I'd say just tease the Rams every week and lose that bet. But it takes you through the 10 and the 7. You can get down.
How did teasers do in general?
The Vikings teaser was amazing.
Easy.
Obviously, the Browns teaser or
Good.
yeah, there was.
That was
There's
good.
plenty of good
Dallas is a make or break on a lot of
Yeah.
longs today.
Yeah, Dallas is. I do think, like I said, I would bet Tampa, but I think it's a close game. So Dallas is a teaser leg. Don't hate that. So you got a 6.5. Take that. Mix it with something next week. There's a couple of nice legs. But yeah, the Rams lost as a Wong teaser. The Bengals weren't actually in that zone. New England was for a little bit, but it wasn't really when it closed. It was pretty much
They were out. Yeah,
three
they were
across
out
the
of it.
board. Same thing with Jacksonville, although I know people did tease them. Indy, if you teased it down, hopefully you teased it to pick them, and it got pushed. Cleveland obviously covered theirs. Green Bay did not cover their leg as they closed in the long zone. A lot of people had Minnesota in that, though. Congrats to the teaser leg of the year, of the century, of the week. And the last one will be tonight with Dallas. Where does that leave us for games? I'm not betting the Rams -11.5 or the total in that one. Raiders Cardinals. Raiders -1,
Well,
-3.
do you think 11.5 is too? Like, what we didn't talk about Rams Bills really much at all. Do you think with extra rest and hosting the Falcons that this is their actual opener, and they actually go out and kick ass, or are they still in preseason mode in your mind? Because the Falcons look pretty fucking live today.
That's a lot of points.
It is
Kind of wonder about totals that low in that one then too.
probably.
That's a lot better defense they're up against this week.
Yeah, it is, and it's a lot different than a 42, which was what we were betting into with.
And
Falcons
they're not,
Saints.
it's not. It's a defense that look bad at times, but Josh Allen will do that to you. Raiders Cards. Raiders are 3, but it's basically 3.5. It's 3 -25. Total 51.5.
Wow, that's too low. Well, the Raiders are.
The Raiders were slow though.
They're fucking.
Like at first I said that's too low, but I can't bet that again. It's
Dude, the Raiders are decided on that one.
indoors.
The Raiders are going to cover 3, right?
That might be a.
That's a sell.
But it's
Sell the
3,
hook.
It's 3 -125.
Sell
So
the
you're
hook.
essentially
Sell the
already
hook.
selling
I
it.
think you sell the hook there, and you played 3.5.
You can get a 3.5 -104 right now.
I
Bears
think the Raiders are the right side there, and I think it's not close.
4 -02 or +02. Bears Packers.
Yeah, 4 +2. You're right. This is Green Bay -10.
8 at Chris. Came down.
How is Green Bay covering a double-digit spread right now?
I don't know.
Huh. Okay, let's go back in time a second. Actually, you know what? I got two general thoughts here. One, fuck the NFL for making this the Sunday Night Football game. Do you disagree?
No.
I don't want to watch this as a Sunday Night Football game. Why would they do this to us? And number two, the Green Bay offense looks perma-fucked. Not like last year's
Oh, we'll figure it out.
ass-kicking
Yeah.
at the hands of the Saints, which was just like that got out of hand quick, and they were just they literally were actively treating it preseason-ish in the game. I felt like this today was not that at all.
The Bears would need to.
Like the Green Bay left some points on the field, yes. Like they should have scored more than 7, yes. It should have been a more competitive game. I will not disagree. Ball bounced against them, but this has potential for 13-10, 17-10. I don't think anything double digits.
I'd love to bet the Bears. I would love to bet the Bears, but I have no inkling if their offense actually can move. Green Bay has a good pass rush too. It could be a long day for Fields, and he doesn't have this we're playing in a monsoon and anything can happen. It feels like this 8's pretty sharp. I get Green Bay's not going to cover.
How about
big
an under
numbers.
45.5?
I would be
Under
much more comfortable with that.
Okay. I think that's the look on Sunday Night Football, under.
Sunday Night Football.
But there's no reason to rush to that because who cares if it's 45.5 or 44.5? It's not going to move all the way to 43.5.
It's 44 right now.
40.
At Chris.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
So it's on its way. It's on its way down.
It's 44 minus 14 to the under too, so it is on its way. So maybe you do need to rush. Run, don't walk.
Okay.
I'm going to look at some other books.
I don't really.
Also, I should stop betting.
40.
I can't win a bet there anyway. I only win when I bet over at Lovig. So I take all my Lovig money and
never
move
heard
it.
of them. Never heard of them.
Oh, you hush your mouth. I will not have blasphemy. Titans, Bills, 9.5 point favorites over the Titans. That is
Well, that's a big adjustment.
that was
split from 7 to 10, basically.
Yeah, 9.5 minus 15.
Yeah, I mean that's 7 to 10. It's a big shift. It's a big shift around.
Popping over the 8 and 9 isn't big, but boy,
Extra rest.
it's just a big move. Extra rest.
Tennessee's missing bodies.
It's a fair number. They're the best team.
Yeah.
They should be.
Home opener for them.
They should be 6 to 7 points better on a neutral than this team, and you should get probably 2.1, 2.4, somewhere in that range. I don't know. I'm fine with that. Last one I have is Philly Mini. We did bet that over 49.
Totals
It's 49.5 now.
flying,
so
yeah.
that is starting to fly.
over.
If you can find 49, I would grab that. I like that over better than anything this week. Any other games we missed? I just didn't have them up.
Houston, Denver, we don't know. Cincy, Dallas, we don't know. San Francisco, Seattle, we don't know.
Yeah.
Tampa, New Orleans, we don't know. Let's assume that Tampa ekes it out.
Short win.
Short win, and 19-17 or something stupid. Right?
Mm-hmm.
What do we make that opener against New Orleans? In New Orleans. Two and a half?
It's pretty fair.
2 weeks in a row, they're going to be 2.5 point favorites on the road.
Just
How about if they lose tonight? How about if they look real awful offensively and the Dallas Cowboys pull off a win?
You got to pick them.
Do you have any inclination to bet Saints anything? I feel very lucky that they won today.
I have a Dennis Allen Coach of the Year ticket.
Felt very lucky.
Yeah, they were lucky to win. Atlanta was very squirrely in offense. Maybe they just need to get rid of perennial garbage man Matt Ryan. Not good. I just want to see if Dan's head would swing around on me. But
I guess
I don't know.
I mean,
I liked what they did. They know what they have on offense, and they kind of are using it that way. Like they know this is who we have, and we have some good young receivers. We're going to try to get the most out of this. Like it was a fun offense when they're on the field sometimes. So
I guess yeah.
So like you said, the Saints defense needs a downgrade as well.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll have to watch tonight,
Yeah.
and that game is starting in a few minutes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go walk over to Circa and cash some tickets. Thank you, Carlos.
Alcaraz.
I parlayed him with
Yeah.
Iga too.
Oh,
Iga spread.
nice.
So I had Alcaraz at like plus
Tennis Sharp Andy.
Tennis
I
Sharp
love
Andy,
this.
no big deal. 365 has a 48 in Philly. Run, don't walk, because the sharper books are not at that price.
I'm glad you brought it up, Max. I forgot. Matt Ryan did look washed today.
Matt Ryan, he vacillated between
Washed and
looking
quite,
washed.
washed and quite washed.
between washed and like him and Pittman are going to do stuff.
Mm.
Like Pittman's very good. I'm
I
excited.
thought
I'm excited.
Pittman elevated Ryan.
I'm excited to see, you're just trying to look at Matt Ryan. I'm excited to see him with a little more time with this team because what Pittman and what JT did, It could be a good offense. Again, how did they score 20? 500 yards.
Hey, what do you think the AFC North is going to open for Bengals?
300. That was up.
Oh, is it?
Somebody said it was there. Yeah, that's a bet. That if you like that, it depends on your future.
I'm going to go get a paper ticket on that.
It depends what your future portfolios are. Like,
I love it.
But
I sat on my biggest position on that one because I wanted to see them
play
and get the rust out a little bit, and I think we got that.
So,
all right, let's wrap it up.
We'll see you at halftime.